What's going on, guys? Today I wanted to do a tutorial on how to fiberglass your Pepicure helmets. I did a tutorial on resin before, and some of you probably seen it, but I decided to do another one because the old one was bad and I didn't really go over everything that I should have. So I'm redoing the resin tutorial, the fiberglass tutorial, and the Bondo tutorial. So I'll be doing resin and fiberglass today. It'll probably be two different videos, and then I'll do Bondo sometime soon whenever I get some more Bondo. So anyways, as you can see, this is a Halo 3 EOD helmet here that I made out of Pepicure, and it's got one coat of resin on it already because when I built it I was gonna, go ahead and finish it, but I just never got around to finishing it. So I decided that this would be a good helmet to use for my video. So, first thing that we gotta go over is materials. This is fiberglass resin. I'm gonna get it closer to the camera so you can see here. Bondo brand fiberglass resin. You can get it at like Walmart, Home Depot, places like that. If you're in a different country, I don't know where you can get it, I'm sorry. The hardener right here, it usually comes when you buy it in this little top cap like that. So when you buy it, make sure that it's in there, because some people sometimes snag the hardener. So just so you're aware of that. You're going to need a mixing cup that'll withstand the resin. My dad got these from his work, so I don't know where you can buy them. You're also going to need a mixing stick, a brush, and you're going to need a respirator, and you're going to need some gloves because fiberglass resin is dangerous, and so you don't want to be breathing the fumes. I'm in an open area, but you still need to wear a respirator and gloves because it'll burn your skin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my gloves here. Alright, so I got my gloves on, and when you're pouring this stuff, the resin, you're going to want to do it however much you think it's going to take to coat your helmet. It's going to vary between, the size of the helmet and things like that. So for this helmet, I'm going to probably do about maybe 6 ounces of resin, and the amount of hardener you add, I'm sure you can read the back of this, the back of the can here, and it'll tell you like exact measurements, but I usually just do it by drops. So for this helmet I'm going to have 6 ounces of resin, and then I'm going to put about 35 drops of hardener in it. And that's because I usually like to mix it kind of hot, which means it cures faster. And the temperature of your working area is going to affect how long it takes to cure. So if it's colder, you're going to want to add a little bit more hardener if you want to get it to dry or cure faster. So I'm going to use 6 ounces of resin and 35 drops of hardener for this helmet. And if this is the first time you're resining your helmet, and it's made out of Pepicure, you're going to want to do a really thin coat because the resin can warp the Pepicure, so you just want to do a thin coat. So I've already done a thin coat, so I'm going to put this one on a little thicker. So I'm going to put my respirator on, and I don't know how well you may be able to hear me, but bear with me. Okay, so I got it on, and I'm going to pour out 6 ounces of resin here. So I got 6 ounces of resin there, and now I'm going to put out 35 drops of hardener. Yeah, I think that was a little over 35, but yeah, didn't really matter that much. So now, you're just going to want to stir it up good with your mixing stick. And probably like 30 seconds of stirring is pretty good. Doesn't have to be exact. So I think that's good there. Get it off the stick there. And then you're just gonna take it and you're just gonna brush it on like you would paint or something like that. So I'm just brushing it on. And you're going to want to watch out for drips that are going to be on the resin sometimes. You're just going to want to try to keep those smooth so you don't have as much sanding to do later. If this is your first coat of resin, it's going to kind of soak it up sometimes. So you're going to have to add more than one coat. Alright, so I got my resin on there, and I'm standing away from it right now because it's still wet and I don't want to breathe in too many of the fumes. But if this is the process for doing it right after you get done with pepper cura, is you're going to put a thin coat of resin on the outside, and then you're going to wait for that to cure, which, depending on how much hardener you add and how what the temperature is outside or in your working area, which should be outside, I would say probably like an hour or so. And so after you wait like that for the first coat to dry, you're going to want to add another coat to the outside, and you're going to wait for that to dry. And then if the helmet seems pretty strong, you can move on to fiberglass, which will be the next video, or you can put another coat on the inside, which would help strengthen it up for fiberglass. But usually it's strong enough with 2 coats to fiberglass the inside. So I'm going to wait for this to dry, and since I've already got 2 coats on there, I'll be ready to fiberglass. So we'll see you then.